guys did was amazing. We want to do what you guys do.
This is an active art zone.
Oh, God!
Speak. Artists can take risks, fail, and bear their open wounds.
You don't actually have to hit me.
She did the faking.
You just told me your big dream was to be on TV.
What about our artistic revolution?
This is all I ever wanted.
You're standing in your own way.
They're gonna shake this town to its core.
I'm not gonna let some papa standy take this theater away from me.
Commit to the text and everything will be fine.
There's no text.
Places.
What do we call ourselves?
Hello.
Tara, Stephen, Jeff in Las Vegas. Good afternoon.
Hey, Jeff in Las Vegas.
Oh, so nice to meet you both. Thanks for talking to me about Tankhouse.
Yeah.
You know, I had theater in high school. I had theater in college. You know, so we theater geeks get this movie. You know, this movie is a love letter to the theater and to people. I just love it. I mean, I was just smiling and laughing through this whole thing. So congratulations.
Thank
you.
You know, Stephen Tucker and Sandrine, are they a match made in heaven?
I think like any artistic relationship that you see between two actors, it seems really great. But you got two crazy people dealing with each other all the time. So I think that's the lesson that both characters learn throughout this movie is how to stop forcing yourself onto someone else and let the relationship kind of breathe for itself.
And Tara, you're a working actress, right?
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to be, you're supposed to be carrying a fan, right?
At all times, I'm dropping the ball. I also need to lose 10 pounds, so.
I mean, it was just going by at light speed. So many one-liners, so many things in this way. It was just, it just must have been chaos to try to learn all these things. And you guys had such great timing. I just loved that this movie had a cadence and a beat to it, you know? And Tucker and Sandrine's methods are extreme, Stephen, and the rooftop spectacular didn't go very well, did it?
No, it did not. But it acts as this great catalyst for the rest of the film. Because when I remembered getting the sides for the audition, you have these wonderful characters, and it's one thing to have written and have interesting characters that you want to see, but you got to have that story pushing them to be the kind of eccentric, crazy people behind it. And so, yeah, once I got a full version of the script, everything started to make sense, and it was a little easier to put the puzzle pieces together for Tucker.
And Tara, they must respect the will of the collective, right? And they get banished for their artistic expression, don't they?
Yeah, which is ridiculous. I mean, we're just trying to bring theater in a whole new, way, and it just it gets blamed on us. The reaction, it's quite unfair.
Stephen, Tucker's cadence, your character, your voice, it always seems like he's on stage, so tell me about creating that voice for him, because, every time he talks, it's always, he never has a normal voice.
Yeah, no, that was kind of an interesting choice that I ended up on, because he is eccentric, but I didn't want it to seem like, I don't know. I think, you're in the theater long enough, you meet these people who do live. Every once in a while, you have a friend or somebody, a director that you work with who does live in that heightened world where everything has to be. Because if they don't live that way, they just don't see life as interesting enough, which was a lot of fun to delve into with Tucker. And then, consequently at the end, to be able to kind of peel that away and let you see that there is, underneath all of the hectic and the crazy and the ego, there is an actual human being under there who's just kind of covering up his insecurities.
I always think of John Lovitz. I'm an actor, he's always doing that voice. And Tara, the last place that you think there would be an artistic revolution would be going on would be Fargo.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. But, it's my hometown. So we got to bring it back home and show them how it's done. I think that the Fargo Theater, deserves that sort of immersive theater attack that they've never witnessed before. So,
well, watching this and bringing back so many memories of my theater days, I absolutely loved improv. And I have friends, we do it all the time. You know, if we're in a situation or something like that. Was anything improv in this movie? Because it just seems like I would try not to, I would just break away and just do something, and hopefully the director wouldn't get upset with it.
No, yeah, there tended to be, I would say, instead of full improv breakaways, it was almost as if there were frills put on the edge. You know what I mean? There would be little added. I mean, the characters themselves are large enough that I think if we strayed too far from the script, we would have been there for 4 months shooting. So.
And Tara, tell me about working with the great Christopher Lloyd.
Oh my God, he's a legend. On and off screen. I mean, I got the pleasure of just sitting and hanging out with him during a lunch break, and he's just such a kind, down to earth human being that, you know, just so blessed that we had him on this project. And yeah, it was just kind of surreal. Like we didn't have him for too many days, but the days that we did have him, it was just, there was this like sort of excitement on set, and just like, wow, this is, you know, an actual living legend here that we get to, you know, play around with. So pretty epic.
You know, and he's nothing like he is on film, is he? He's this really quiet, reserved guy, but he can just, you know, turn it on.
Totally normal guy, lives up, you know, Santa Barbara, just kind of like, I got to, you know, dig in deep into his day to day, and yeah, totally normal dude.
And Stephen, one of my favorites, I've interviewed him many times, Richard Kind, is just the best. And his character being threatened, you're coming into his small town, right? And his world, and you guys are turning it upside down. And Richard, he improvs too, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he'll dig in. He'll throw his little pops in there, and you just gotta catch the balls and keep running with them. No, working with him was a very, you know, every great that you work with is a learning experience. You know, with Christopher Lloyd, I got to pick up on, you know, you take your time. You know, he's been in this industry long enough that he knows, you know, if you let them rush you, they will rush you. So he just like, he was a slow and steady wins the race kind of guy. And, you know, Richard was just so full of, it seems like he just didn't have an end to the amount of stories and input and little notes that he had that just like were constantly orbiting. And then he would just laser focus that into the take. It was
awesome. And finally today, you know, like the scene behind me, even though it's absurd watching these performances, there was a lot of detail and rehearsal that went into that. I mean, even though it's supposed to be a joke and kind of craziness, that doesn't just happen easily. So tell me about rehearsing and doing some of these scenes like that, because that's dedication, even for a laugh.
Yeah, I mean, we had one solid day of rehearsal in Los Angeles before we headed to Fargo. And so we got to kind of, and more than blocking, it was just more getting a feel for each other in the space and what we were possibly going to bring to it. And so by the time we got there, really by the third day, I think we had gotten into just such a rhythm that there was no slowing down. There was no time. There was no, you know, we were doing 10, 12 page shoot days, which was insane. And so we're just firing at the hip, just trying to get it done. And then by the end, it was amazing how, yeah, you get that muscle worked out enough that you're clipping along, memorizing, jumping into things. All the choreography and everything just came real quick by the end.
Well, it's fantastic. It was a fabulous movie. I loved it. It looks like, I think we lost Tara, you know, so.
I think she wasted all of her energy on Mr. Tony Toscano.
My gosh. No, Tony Toscano, my nemesis in Salt Lake City.
He said for us to say hi, and I think he paid me. I got a Venmo request saying, "Say I'm a living legend."
Yes. Oh, well, I'm talking to him next, so I'll give him a piece of my mind. So tell Tara, thank you so much. Congratulations on a great comedy, and I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you so much.
Thanks, boss. Nice talking to you.
I traveled to Fargo lately, you know.
Talk about weird.
Yes. And how's the theater scene in Fargo these days?
Oh, who the hell knows? I loved Fargo. I had a good time, but that was an unusual one. And the weirdest thing that I got to do in the movie proved to be the most entertaining. I loved the duel, the fight off of the Gilbert and Sullivan. I thought when I was doing it, I'm going, well, this is the stupidest thing I've ever done. And it is hilarious. I did it with every intention of trying to make it hilarious. I was so serious about it, but I didn't realize how much fun it would be when it was on film, and it was well cut together.
You know, because I did theater in high school, I did theater in college. So seeing this is just, you know, brought back so many memories.
I'm glad.
And I just love how crazy it was too. You know, just
Yeah,
over the
just
top.
a bizarre, you know, to be kicked out of the off-Broadway scene for being accused of killing an old woman made me laugh.